morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Chisa Hiroko Hall.
Ms. Hall, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for failing to appear at a status hearing back on September the 23rd on a city ordinance violation. Looks like open container and urinating in public. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there?
There's comp issues.
Okay, all right. So you've got a total bond of $500 or a mental health pretrial release if she qualifies. Okay. Good luck, ma'am.
Oh, what you said, I understand.
Okay, so you've got
I
a
went
bond.
to John Young, Polk County, and I went to arraignment. I went to a court date, and they dropped my charges, and I had a hold. So
This
told me-
isn't Polk County. This is
I know
Orange
I
County.
just left that jail. Now your had said I had a hold, right? And I don't have paperwork saying that I have under arrest. It says that the cop gave me a warrant issue for my arrest. It didn't say the judge did.
Yeah, you were arrested because you missed court last month on account.
And that was a lie because I wasn't in there. I've been in Tampa for a year going to Lakeside. So how I end up in Orlando?
Okay,
I don't have paperwork. It's not even in the courtroom system.
yeah. Okay, all right. Good luck, ma'am.
Did you have any, Your Honor, is there any conditions besides, for pretrial?
No. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Cyrus McArthur.
Mr. McArthur, and you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for failing to appear for trial on a charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Right.
Bond is set at none.
Huh?
Bond is set at none. Also failed to appear for, looks like the same day, for having no motor vehicle registration. And also for failing to appear for trial for petty theft.
And Your Honor, on all three counts or charges, Mr. McArthur was given an offer from the state of an adjudication of guilt, credit, time served. Thank you. And he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay.
Yes. In these cases.
All right, sir, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the three charges: operating a motor vehicle without a valid license,
Right.
having no motor vehicle registration, and petty theft. That the disposition or sentence would be an adjudication of guilt as to all three, credit for 2 days in the county jail, and to pay the court costs. I'll only assess you one set of court costs because you're getting all three resolved at the same time, and I'll give you time to get that paid. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, but I was incarcerated 4 days before.
Okay, all right.
So you saying 2 days? I mean,
I want to make sure. So you were incarcerated on these three charges
same
for 4
charges,
days,
yes.
and then you bonded out or were released, and then we've got this.
sold out.
No, they weren't.
It was downtown.
So. No, they weren't. I read the attorney's notes. Go ahead.
Let me just double check. That's.
The attorney actually put notes with the offer. It wasn't thrown out.
No, I was talking about jail.
Pretrial, do you see 6?
7.
7 on all three?
Total is 7 days?
For the 292, 7 days. For the 891 is 2, and then the 890 is 7.
You said 891 is 2, 292 is 7, and the 890 is,
7.
These are the offer.
Okay. I think we've got to sort it out. So, all right, Mr. McArthur, I'm holding up this plea form. Has your name at the top? Is that your signature at the bottom?
Right.
Okay. Did you have the chance to read, review, and understand it before you signed it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, to that charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, how do you plead?
No comment.
I'll accept no contest. To the charge of having no motor vehicle registration, how do you plead?
No contest.
And to the charge of petty theft, how do you plead?
No comment.
I'll accept your plea of no contest to all three. I'll adjudicate you guilty of all three on the
Offer.
22 CT 890 AW, operating motor vehicle with a valid license.
Court.
Give you credit for the 7 days plus court costs in that case. 22 CT 891 AW, will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days that you served in jail. No cost, all the costs to be assessed on the first case. And in 22 MM 292 AW, I'll accept your plea of no contest, and I'm going to give you credit for 7 days, time served. All the costs to be assessed on the first case. These are all to run concurrent to each other, concurrent to any other sentence. 350 days to pay the cost, 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing, so you'll be released as to these 3 charges today, all right? Good luck. Good morning, your name, please?
Wilbur Robinson.
Yes. All right, Mr. Robinson, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine. Bond set at $1,000. Do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney?
Well, I can't afford it.
I couldn't understand what you said.
I can't afford it to hire an attorney.
Okay, so you want me to appoint an attorney? If you can't afford one, okay. I'll appoint the public defender. All right. Good luck, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Berto Vazquez Jr.
Mr. Vazquez, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for failing to appear for a plea hearing on October the 20th of this year. Charges of possession of burglary tools and criminal mischief.
Yes, sir.
The bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Terry Washington.
Mr. Washington, you're here for initial appearance. You're going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You've been arrested for 6 charges. First, robbery with a firearm. Second, shooting into an occupied structure or dwelling. Third, aggravated assault with a firearm. Fourth is possession of a bulletproof vest. Fifth is use of a firearm in commission of a felony. And the last is discharging a firearm in public. Okay, on count 1, I'm going to stay the bond at none. Count 2, bond will be set at $10,000. Count 3, the bond is set at $7,500. Counts 4, 5, and 6, the bond set at $2,500 each. Order no contact with the victim, possess no weapons or firearms, no return to the scene. I'll appoint the public defender, so your attorney can file the appropriate motion in front of the judge if you want to seek a bond. Okay. Good luck, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Robert Earl Pedraza.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been, excuse me, this is an arraignment. You were here, you're here for an arraignment on a charge of resisting an officer without violence, and the public defender was previously appointed.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is a withhold, right here, and court costs, and Mr. Pedraza would like to accept an answer plea of no contest.
Okay.
Thank you, sorry.
All right, Mr. Pedraza, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of resisting an officer without violence.
Yes, sir.
It'd be a withhold of adjudication, credit for the time, the 58 days you served in jail, and costs. That would resolve your case without a trial. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you have a chance to read, review, and understand the document before you signed it? Okay. All right. To that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication, credit for 58 days plus cost. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid, 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll be released as to this today.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Your name, please?
Samuel Lamar Taylor III.
Taylor, you're here for initial appearance. Excuse me, this is an arraignment. You've been charged with trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance, and the public defender was previously appointed.
He's incompetent. I'm going to answer a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty will set you for the pretrial conference in Division 83.
November 14th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
Oh. No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was looking, I thought he was incompetent, but he's not. They determined he was competent. So the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 1200 West Colonial Drive. And there's a cost of investigation in the amount of $72 to the Orlando Police Department, as well as court costs. And would like to accept and enter, Mr. Taylor would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
Okay.
Wait, he has to go through the plea.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the attorney has already went over the plea form with him.
All right, Mr. Taylor, forgetting what we just said a minute ago, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance, and that the agreed sentence is an adjudication of guilt, credit for the time served, that you've already served in jail. You'll be ordered not to return to the scene where you were arrested. You pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get those paid. That'll resolve this matter without a trial. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Holding up the plea form, it has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to read, review, and understand it before you signed it?
Yes.
All right, to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept no contest, I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 36 days, order you not to return to the scene. Understand, if you go back, you're just gonna get rearrested, so don't go back. 1200 West Colonial. Court costs, cost investigation, payable in 350 days, 30 days to appeal. All right, good luck. 72, yep, got it. All right, good morning, counsel. Could you identify yourself for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Ben Pallone on behalf of Ned Zad Zacharovic.
All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to a warrant, two counts, one count sexual battery for physically helpless, and a second count of sexual battery.
Your Honor, if I may be heard on the matter of probable cause.
Well, probable cause has been determined by Judge Hernandez.
Well, I'd like to bring something up. In the affidavit, it states that the victim is over 18. The charges that are listed in the system appear to be incorrect based on that. Count 1 is listed as 794.0114A, which corresponds to a victim being under 18 and is a PBL. Count 2 is listed as 794.011 subsection 5, which doesn't list a letter after that, but it's listed as a F1, which if you look at the statute, a victim over 18 would be 5B and would be an F2. So right now, what it's listed as is an F1 PBL and an F1, when it should be just an F1, not a PBL, and an F2.
State want to address that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did speak to the ASA that's on this case. She is currently filing an information, and it will be filed by the end of today. And she is filing a sex bat physically helpless. The victim is over 18. I did confirm that with her. So it should not be a PBL. I understand the charge came in that way, and the warrant has it that way. However, Mr. Zacharovic is entitled to a bond, given the age of the victim. So state would be requesting that this court set a bond, even though the warrant came in with it being a PBL.
Okay. And what's the state's position as to recommended bond?
Your Honor, he is here on an F1 and an F2, both of a serious nature, both with a victim who is not here and present today. State's main concern is the defendant showing back up to court. I believe he is a Texas resident, and he had to be extradited to be here today. So state is concerned regarding the defendant leaving the state and showing back up to answer for these charges, given the nature of the charges and the seriousness of the charges. That is state's main concern. I just wanted to inform the court, and we'll leave it within the court's discretion on what amount of bond is set, as there are no guidelines on the bond schedule. I believe they both to be set at IA, given the nature of the charges. But given that the victim is not here to testify, state will be requesting the standard conditions of no contact, no return, no weapons. State would also be requesting that he surrender his passport. And will leave the amount of bond within the court's discretion, just worried about his likelihood to flee, given that he is a Texas resident.
And Your Honor,
Vince?
Mr. Zacharovic has hired attorney Matthew Bark, who filed a notice of appearance this morning. I do have a copy of that notice with me. We will be representing him in the case. He will agree to appear for all required court appearances. We did file a written plea of not guilty and waiver of the arraignments, so his next court date after that would be a pretrial conference, which we will waive his appearance for that, but he will appear for any court dates that are required. He will make the flight whenever is necessary. He does have the means to do that.
Okay, I'm going to set the bond in count one at $25,000. Count two will be subsidiary. I'll set that at $150. I am going to require the defendant to, in addition to posting the bond, to surrender his passport. I'll order no contact with the victim.
Your Honor, just to be clear, is that surrender passport before release or within a certain amount of time after
His
release?
passport is in Houston at his home.
Okay, I understand what your attorney said, okay. I'm going to require surrender of the passport within 72 hours of his release,
Understood.
okay? Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you.
May I speak with him for a moment? Thank you.
Good morning, your name, please?
Jennifer Brown.
Okay. So.
What is she here for?
I'm not sure why.
Oh, so it's something extra.
Yes, two fads.
Let's see.
For case number 2021 CF 0075278 and for 2020 CF 01137BO.
Okay, so you're saying these out on bonds weren't addressed with
No.
another case?
No, she came in with the warrant and the warrant was ROR, so we're not addressing the current charges, but she does have those two fads
Okay.
that need to be addressed.
Okay.
What I was told, she was not out on bond when these charges occurred. Apparently she was rearrested, they took me forward and then refiled, on the case, which is why the ROR was granted by the judge.
State?
I didn't even know this was on the dog, Your Honor, so
Okay.
I have no idea.
So what, do you have the case number for the newest warrant that came in,
No, Your Honor.
the ROR?
2021 CF 516 AO.
Brown. Dismissed, we refiled.
So that is necessary, I mean, the other cases are 2021 CF 7527 and then a 2020 CF, let's see. Yeah, that was null prost.
And then it was dismissed 10/17, and then we refiled 10/20.
Okay. So what's the state's position?
Your Honor, if she wasn't out on bond, state would request no action. If she was out on bond, state would request that it be revoked. It would be. I believe she, it appears currently has 21 CF 7527, which is a first-degree murder as a result from distribution of fentanyl, which concerns the state as these charges that she's here for on this, the warrant, the 516 case, is trafficking in fentanyl 14 or more. I don't know which came in first. It appears the trafficking happened before the first degree murder.
2/18/21.
Okay.
Oh, Alicia Garcelle. So they're going back and forth. Yeah, they just brought it to my attention today. And this is from him. He said, I'm not aware of any reason for those holds. This is what they've been talking about.
Okay, so it looks like originally on the 21 CF 516, which is the refiled case, she was ROR'd February 15th or 16th. And she didn't bond out on the 2020 CF 1137 until February 18th. So she was ROR'd on one case, on the case at issue. She was ROR'd on February 16th and then bonded on the 2020 drug case February 18th afterwards. So she was not out on bond. So the court will take no action. The other case, she didn't bond until.
Your Honor, can I?
No. No. So the court will take no action on the out on bonds.
No, I just wanted to explain that.
No, you don't need to explain. They're releasing it today. We took no action.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Maria Hernandez. Your Honor, champion refused.
I will waive, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender. Stay the bonds, 500, 100, 100.
And yes, it's bonded.
That's bonded. All right. All right, Ms. Hernandez, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for misdemeanor trespass on property after warning. Appears you make too much money to qualify for the public defender at this time.
And Your Honor, there was an offer to resolve the case of a withhold, credit time served, no return to the Orlando International Airport without a valid ticket. And Ms. Hernandez would like to accept an plea of no contest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Hernandez, handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest, the offense of trespass after warning with the agreed sentence of a withhold of adjudication, credit for 2 days, time served, and in order not to return to the airport without a valid ticket in hand. You also have court costs, and I'll give you time to get those costs paid. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
You gotta say
You
it.
have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom? All right, to that charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept no contest. I'll withhold adjudication. Credit for 2 days. Order you not to return to OIA without a valid ticket in hand. 350 days to get the cost paid, 30 days to appeal. All right, so you'll be released as to this today.
Your Honor, Lockhart refused.
I will waive, Your Honor.
All right, on Lockhart, I'll appoint the public defender. Bond will be stayed at $500. Order no contact with the victim, no return to the Five Below store, 501 North Orlando Avenue.
Your Honor, Steve would also ask for no weapons. There was allegedly a box cutter.
Okay, possess no weapons or firearms.
And also, Marabi refused to.
I will waive, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender, stay the bonds at 500 on count 1, 100 on count 2. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Antonio Murphy, sir.
Mr. Murphy, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. All right. That bond is set at $250. In addition, I'm going to order that you not return to 912 Lee Road. And you're also currently out on bond for similar charge, resisting merchandise recovery and petty theft. I'm going to revoke that bond, 22 MM 5153, and set it at none. I'll appoint the public defender in both cases.
Vigilance behavior, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset Pigeon for tomorrow.
And Systa, misbehavior.
The same, Your Honor.
Let's reset Syska for tomorrow. All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Eric Rustin.
Mr. Thruston, you're here for initial appearance.
Can I speak to you?
You've been arrested for trespass in an occupied structure. Got a bond of $500.
Oh, okay, sorry. Your Honor, the offer from the state is an adjudication, credit time served, no return to the Wawa located at 6500 South Cimarron Boulevard. And court cost, and Mr. Thruston would like to accept it. It's a plea of no contest.
All right, Mr. Thrust, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of trespass in an occupied structure, that the agreed sentence is an adjudication of guilt, credit for the 1 day that you've served in jail, order you not to return to that Wawa on South Cimarron Boulevard and pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get those costs paid. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, to that charge of trespass in an occupied structure, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 1 day that you served in jail, order you not to return to that Wawa at 6500 South Cimarron. Understand if you go back, they see you, you're just going to be back in jail. Okay, so you don't want to return. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid, 30 days to appeal. All right, good luck. You'll be released on this today.
Rodriguez Cruz, Your Honor, is behavior.
Behavior.
And, on this particular one, Your Honor, it looks like, there is an offer to resolve opposed to appear for release as of tomorrow.
Okay, we'll reset him for tomorrow. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
I'm sorry,
What's your name, please?
Daniel Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested on a city ordinance violation, open container.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. Mr. Gonzalez would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge with the agreed sentence being an adjudication of guilt, credit for 2 days, and cost, and that'll resolve the matter. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, to that charge, open container, how do you plead?
I plead no contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty, credit for 2 days, 350 days to get the court costs paid, 30 days to appeal. All right, so you'll be processed and released on this today, sir. Good luck.
Thomas refused, Your Honor.
There's an offer, Your Honor. Could we reset for tomorrow? If she doesn't come, I'll waive.
Okay, Ms. Thomas will be reset for tomorrow. All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Sir, you're here for initial appearance. Okay. You've been arrested for driving with a suspended license and also driving with an expired driver's license. You also have bonds on those cases are $500 each. That's Orange County. You were also arrested on an Attic County warrant. And let me get to that. These papers are sticking together.
It's gonna resolve.
Martin County, writ of bodily attachment for child support. That's a $1,090 cash purge. If you're unable to pay the cash purge, Martin County will come get you within 72 hours.
And, Your Honor, as to the driving offenses, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs, and we'd like to accept and enter a plea of no contest as to those 2 charges.
Okay. All right, sir. I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the 2 driving offenses, the driving with suspended license and driving with expired driver's license. You'd be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for 2 days that you served in jail on those charges. Court costs, I'll give you time to get the cost paid. Understand that that's not going to resolve the Martin County issue, that you either you're going to have to post the purge amount or they'll come get you. Okay. Okay. All right. That's a cash purge. I don't think a bondsman will do that. I think it's going to require a full cash amount be placed into the clerk's, into the registry of the court. Otherwise, they'll notify Martin County to come get you. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that you understand. Okay, I'm holding up the plea form, has your name at the top, is your signature at the bottom. Okay. All right, to that charge of driving with a suspended license with knowledge, how do you plead? And to driving with an expired driver's license of more than 6 months, how do you plead? I'll accept your pleas as to both, adjudicate you guilty as to both, give you credit for 2 days' time served plus costs. I'll give you 350 days to get the costs paid. You have 30 days to appeal on both of those. We do need fingerprints. And that'll resolve that. So on the traffic cases, the matter's resolved. On the other case, either you post the cash bond or they'll notify Martin County to come get you, all right? Good luck. Sorry. Good morning. Your name, please?
Good morning, Anania Pinkney.
So state your name, please.
Anania Pinkney.
Pinkney. Did that get stuck in with that?
Bonded, Your Honor,
Oh, Clark bonded.
and also Manley bonded.
Okay, what about, I've got a Jonathan
Jonathan bonded too, Your
Wicklow. Okay, bond. Okay. And now we're to Miss Pinkney. Okay, thank you. Just catch up here. All right, ma'am, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for driving with a suspended license.
Your Honor, she qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release.
And Pinkney's one of those that changed. She does qualify? Okay. All right, Ms. Pinkney, State, you have an objection to pretrial release?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, ma'am, I'll release you on pretrial release. So you won't have to post a monetary bond, so maybe if you've got issues with the driver's license that you need to fix, you put that money towards trying to get the driver's license fixed, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Any conditions while on pretrial?
The only condition is don't drive without a valid DL, okay? Okay? Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Daniel Adames.
All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of tetrahydrocannabinols, or cannabinols. All right. Bond's been set at $1,000 each on the 3 counts, total $3,000. I'll appoint the public defender. Okay. You're also out on, it looks like release. This is maybe a pretrial intervention. So I don't know if they're gonna, I won't take any action on that. It's old. But understand that the court may kick you out of either it's pretrial diversion or pretrial intervention. They may kick you out because of these new charges. I don't know. So, but otherwise, I'll appoint the public defender on the new case, stay the bond at $3,000 total.
Allen bonded, Your Honor, and Boatwright refused.
I will waive the appearance of Mr. Boatwright. Your Honor.
Okay, on Boatwright, I'll appoint the public defender. Second-degree murder, I'll stay the bond at none. And
I don't believe he was out on bond
let's see,
at the time. I see.
that's correct. He was out on bond 9/1, and date of offense is August, so no action on the out on bond.
Your Honor, on the murder case, they would ask for no contact, no weapons.
Yeah, so it'll be stayed, bond will be stayed at none pending an Arthur hearing. No, possess no weapons, no firearms, no return to the scene. No. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Frankie Borquez.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. Give me 1 second. What's up? All right, you've been arrested pursuant to a warrant for aggravated stalking after an injunction. Are you asking me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney, sir?
I need an attorney, sir.
You're going to have to speak up. I'm sorry.
Necesito un abogado.
You want an attorney? Do you need an interpreter? No. Okay. Okay. So.
Represent myself, sir.
Okay. You don't want me to appoint an attorney. You want to represent yourself at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. State, do you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, it appears that he's had at least 4 prior Baker Acts, 2 of which were recent in 2022. He also appears to have the injunction out of New York, also a warrant out of Georgia for a false imprisonment. I'm unsure who the victim of that case is, if it's the same victim in this listed case. However, he also does appear to have many out-of-state convictions and arrests, as well as Florida convictions and arrests, including violent offenses, other about DVs, trespassing, and assaults. State was just asking to take that into account when setting his bond. I do believe there was a video to corroborate the evidence within the warrant.
I'm going to set the bond at $25,000. Order no contact with the victim, no return to victim's residence or place of work.
Sir.
Possess no weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Your Honor, that was 25,000 or 2,500?
25,000. I'll appoint the public defender. I'm, just as a friend of the court, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Cody Russell Bullock.
Mr. Bullock, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for grand theft motor vehicle. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond is set at $1,000.
Thank you.
Your Honor, state would ask for no contact with the victim.
I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim and no return to the scene. All right. Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Harrison Costello.
Mr. Castillo, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for carrying concealed firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. Bond is set at $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs without a prescription. I'll take no action on the item bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
David Copeland.
Mr. Copeland, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of MDMA. Bond set at $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender. I'll take no action on the item bond. Why don't you ask the attorney first? Nothing to do with the case? It's some personal?
Sir.
Okay.
I seem to be getting a little harassed by the OPD officers over here across town. I'm just wondering what action I need to take, man. They at me every day. They poking at me on the regular. It's just
Okay.
aggravating as hell, man.
If you believe that you're being harassed by law enforcement, you need to go down to the police department and make a formal complaint with them. And they've got somewhere in the department that'll deal with that if or at least do an investigation.
I go to the one on South and Orange Plaza Trail.
Is it the city police department?
Orlando Police.
Orlando Police Department, yeah, down on their headquarters is on the trail. That's right. Good luck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Legal abuse and double jeopardy has been made into my case, and I would also like to use maritime law to be properly identified because there has been a hate crime on my bloodline, Flanders versus the state of Florida. So there has been defamation of character. So I would like to ask the state of Florida for admissions to support my claim.
Okay. Are you Shantavius Flanders Cabral?
I am Shantavius Flanders, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, you're here today for an initial appearance because you got arrested pursuant to a capias because you missed court back on October the 6th on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly.
The courthouse was closed during that time, sir, because of the hurricane. So I couldn't make the courthouse hearing date because of the state of emergency.
I think the court was closed on October 6th, was it? That was the 20.
I have proof. I have a photo of the online states that it was closed from October 5th to the end of that week. I have it, and so that's why I didn't make it because there was a state of emergency where I was, and I have been removed away from my home, so I'm no longer in Orlando. I'm in Miami-Dade. And so I also filed indigent because I don't have, I have to depend on other people to take me here because I don't have a car?
Your Honor, court was in session. There are court minutes.
They never sent me anything virtually. If you guys can, you spoke with me? No, no, I don't have, can you
All right,
show
well,
proof of
well,
that?
ma'am, you've got an attorney. The bond set at none. All right?
Sir, this is the second time that this is the second
luck.
time, no, this is the second time on this case. This is double jeopardy. That's why I was telling you.
Okay. Well, you need to tell your attorney that. And
I'm representing myself, sir, so
look,
that's
at
why.
at this point, the public defender represents you, and if you need to take it up, I'm not the judge that's handling your case, and she's not the specific attorney, it's somebody in her office. So you need to contact that attorney, and if you think that there's a double jeopardy issue, you need to bring it up with that attorney, okay?
No, I had already filed a complaint. I had already filed the motion to represent myself in court, and it's in my case file.
Good luck, ma'am.
I don't want to be represented by no public defender.
Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Sade LaShawn Fowler.
Ms. Fowler, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to a warrant, a charge of aggravated battery with a weapon, tampering with a witness, and petty theft. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond has been set at $1,500 on count 1, $500 each on counts 2 and 3. I am going to order that you not return to the scene of the offense and that you have no contact with the victim in the matter. All right. Also, I'm going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
DeAndre Green.
Mr. Green, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of a controlled substance.
Oh.
You've also been arrested for a violation of probation for being out of county. It's an out of county violation. You were on probation out of Sarasota County. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. On the new charge, possession of cocaine, bond is set at $1,000. On the possession of a controlled substance, the bond is set at $150. State, what's your position on the on-view out-of-county VOP?
Your Honor, it appears from the information I have that probation was active. It is until 2027. It's also a cocaine possession, aggravated animal cruelty, and profiting from prostitution case. State would request that you set it at no bond, given it does appear he was on probation when he committed this new law offense.
Defense, do you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, given that it's an on-view, I would ask to use your discretion instead of bond. This was a non-violent offense, controlled substance. I just ask that you consider that instead of bond.
Your Honor, state's concern is he has 18 failures to appear.
Yeah, okay.
The last one was in 2016, Your Honor. Since then, he has had none.
Okay. I am going to set the bond at none on the violation. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Eric Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of MDMA and possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond is set at $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. All right, good luck.
may refuse, Your Honor.
If you'll point, Your Honor, I will waive.
Ms. Holloway, I'll appoint the public defender and stay the bond at, I don't know why it's $15,000. I'll reduce the bond to $7,500. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Mr. Hubert, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of MDMA. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond set at $1,000. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Gerald Kaufman.
Mr. Kaufman, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle pursuant to a warrant. The bond is set.
That's not mine.
I'm sorry,
That's not what I was arrested for.
you were arrested for grand theft, third-degree motor vehicle.
No, that was not.
If you are Gerald Kaufman, I'm looking at the warrant.
Gerald Carlton Kaufman.
Your Honor, it is an add-on charge. He was previously here for possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, burg dwelling, and criminal mischief. That may be what Mr. Kaufman thinks. However, this is an add-on charge.
All right, so this is it's a warrant for grand theft motor vehicle. So you may have been arrested for something else, but there's also a warrant for grand theft motor vehicle. That bond set at $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay. That's a picture on it. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
All right, Keaton.
Mr. Keaton, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested pursuant to a capias for failing to appear at a status hearing back on September the 7th. Charges burglary of a structure and petty theft. The judge set the bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender.
We have case file for the burglary of a structure.
Yeah, that's the case.
I need a affidavit.
Call the attorney so they can give it to you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Okay.
I can't hear nothing yet.
Good afternoon, sir. State your name, please. Able to turn it up a little bit?
Second.
Are you able to hear me now? Now? Good?
I hear it all now.
How's that? Any better? No?
I can't hear you. I don't have my hearing aids.
Okay. Let's see.
Can't hear him at all. Yeah, it's not.
All right, any better? No? Are you able to hear it all?
I can hear you.
He didn't bring his hearing aid, Your Honor.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I'm able to speak loud enough. Can you hear that?
I can hear.
Okay.
Let's see if I can hear it better. Go ahead.
All right. State your name, please.
Samuel John Lapin.
Mr. Lapin, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for driving with a suspended license with knowledge. Third offense. It's a third, the allegation is you have at least, this is a third time. Give me 1 moment.
And Your Honor, the out on bond, that
Yes.
one, the arrest was just September 18th.
Yes. All right. So, and I'm looking at your driving record. Let's look.
Huh?
I'm looking at a copy of your driving record.
I've been trying to pay all my fines off and stuff. And I got a class that I gotta do.
Okay.
And I'm trying to,
And,
I only get $7.92 a
okay.
month.
You've got,
I'm
hold on.
disability.
You've got the right to remain silent, so,
Yeah.
the attorney would urge you not to say anything at this point.
Your Honor, my only argument would be that, if we hold him at no bond, he cannot work on his driver's license. If you are inclined to revoke, I just ask that you revoke and set a new bond, but just take into,
Yeah.
account he is on social security disability, $750 a month.
Okay. Mr. Lapin, understand that you're out on bond for the same charge? Okay, you don't need to respond. I'm saying this out loud. I can hold you on no bond for the case that you just bonded out on because the allegation is you've continued to drive. If I let you back out on bond and I order you not to drive, can you comply with that order?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, so on the driving with license suspended, the new charge, I'll stay the bond at $2,500. I'll take no action on the out on bond. I will order the defendant not to drive without a valid driver's license. Mr. Lapin, you need to understand,
Yes, sir.
if you come back in front of the court for driving again before these matters are resolved and before you have a valid driver's license, expect to be held in jail at no bond,
Yes, sir.
okay? Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Raphael Martin.
Mr. Martin, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for criminal mischief, over $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
He does qualify, Your Honor, for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
Okay. State, you have a,
Your understanding is no objection to pretrial release. However, I believe it's his mother's vehicle, and it was located at the same residence, which is his address. So I don't know if it's appropriate to do a no contact and a no return. I believe it's alleged that he stomped on the hood, roof, and truck.
I'm sorry, so the state's asking for no contact and,
No return.
okay. All right, Mr. Martin, I'm gonna set the bond at $1,000. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with your mother.
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release.
Okay, in lieu of that, I'll release you on pretrial release, so you won't have to post a monetary bond. I'm going to order you to have no contact with any victim or witness in this matter, and that you reside at a separate residence while this matter is pending. Okay? You can go back to that residence one time with law enforcement escorting you to get personal belongings. Okay? But until this matter, at least until another judge says that you can go back there, or until the matter is resolved, and depending on how it's resolved, you're not to go back there. You're not to have any contact with them. Okay? So you're nodding your head yes. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Daryl May, sir.
Mr. May, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Bonds have been set at $1,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $500 on count 3. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay? Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Angel Morales.
Mr. Morales, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for burglary of a dwelling, petty theft, and criminal mischief. Do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney, sir?
Huh?
Do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you, or are you going to hire an attorney?
I don't really got money, so.
Okay, all right. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond on count 1 is set at $5,000. Counts 2 and 3 at $100 each. I am going to order that you not return to 603 East Central Boulevard, that's the scene, that you have no contact with the victim. Okay. All right, good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Antoine Neal.
Mr. Neal, you're here for initial appearance. Okay, you were arrested for failing to appear at a plea hearing on October the 14th. All right. The bond's been set at $5,000. I'll take no action on the out on bond.
We removed it. It appears due to him being out on the failure to appear warrant, we removed the FAD.
They removed it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take no action on that anyways. Okay, so the FAD's removed. And I'll appoint the public defender if not previously appointed. All right? Good luck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Sharice Norfus.
Ms. Norfus, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of methamphetamine. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, excuse me. Bond is set at $1,000 on each count.
Your Honor, would you consider treating one as a subsidiary?
State has no objection, Your Honor.
I'll set the, on the second count, I'll reduce the bond to $150. All right. Good luck, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Victor Vargas.
Harris bonded, thank you. Okay, on Faulkner. All right, this is going to take a second. Let's see here. On Faulkner, I'll appoint the public defender on all cases. And okay, 10/24. He was arrested on the warrant in 22 CF 12447 AO. I'll set the bond on count 1 at $2,500, count 2 at $250. 22 CT 688 AA, the failure to appear on a driving with suspended license. Bond is set at $500. New charge, 22 CF 12490 AO, fleeing or attempting to elude. Set that bond at $2,500. Counts 2 and 3 will be stayed at 100 and 150.
Your Honor, in regards to the grand theft motor vehicle, the 22 CF 6739 out on bond, state did file.
Okay, thank you. We've got, still have another failure to appear in 22 MM 185 AE. That bond's $500. Okay, now on the out on bonds, on the 22 CF 6739, I'm going to revoke that bond, set it at none. And on the 22 CF 8923, that appears to be domestic. Has that been charging decision?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll take no action on that. Okay. All right, Mr. Vargas, you're here for initial appearance. You have been arrested pursuant to a warrant for robbery with a firearm. Okay, that bond, I'm going to appoint the public defender. I'm going to stay the bond at none pending an Arthur hearing, so your attorney can file the appropriate motion with the court if you want to get a bond on the robbery charge. You're also out on bond. Okay, let's see what that case is. Let's see, that robbery is from 919. This is from 622. You're currently out on bond on a grand theft, set for trial on Monday. So I'm going to revoke that bond and set it at none. It's 22 CF 38667 AO. All right. On the robbery, conditions are possess no weapons or firearms, no victim contact, no return to the scene. All right. Good luck, sir. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Underbot.
Ms. Vaughn, you're here for, initial appearance. You were arrested for failing to appear at a case management conference back on March the 9th of this year. Bond has been set at $5,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2, $100 on count 3. And I'll appoint the public defender if not previously appointed. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please? Ms. Williams, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested pursuant to a capias. There's a probable cause order. Charges of burglary of a conveyance and criminal mischief, and also petty theft. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond is set at $1,000 in count 1, $300 in count 2, $100 on count 3. In addition, I'm going to order that you not return to the scene of the offense, no contact with any victim, co-defendant, or witness in the case. Good luck, ma'am. Uh,
100.
Yes, 100.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Louis Woodson.
Mr. Woodson, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of MDMA, carrying a concealed weapon, and possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond has been set at $150 on count one, $100 on count two, and $5,000 on count three. In order that you not possess any weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs while this matter is pending. All right, we're in recess. All right, Mr. Delgado, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for robbery by sudden snatching, domestic violence assault, and regular assault. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Hold on. So, bond has been set on the robbery at $1,000. State, do you have a position on bond on the DV assault?
Your Honor, state it has no objection to you treating it as a subsidiary. It does appear he does have some other violent history. However, state will leave that within your discretion.
Defense?
Your Honor, I just asked for a reasonable bond. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll set the bond on count two at $250. Count three has been set at $250. I am going to order that you have no contact with Chase Widner or Lola Rodriguez. Maintain separate residence from Miss Rodriguez. Possess no weapons or firearms.
Your Honor, state would also ask for a no return to the Spirit Halloween where Miss Rodriguez works.
No, and that includes no return to where her, so you don't go back to her house, don't go to where she works. Okay. Understand, and I just want to make sure you understand, if you violate the court's condition and you have contact with her, you end up getting arrested for violating the court's orders, you can be held on no bond. All right, all right. You have a bond, total bond is $1,500.
Altogether, or will I be?
That's total, yes, sir. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Jessica Lashley.
Miss Lashley, you're here for, Miss Lashley, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. It's domestic related. Okay, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state would just ask for a reasonable bond and standard DV conditions. It doesn't appear that Miss Lashley has any other convictions for BAT DV, however, just one prior arrest.
Defense?
Your Honor, I would ask for the same one-time return.
Okay. All right, I'll set the bond at $1,500. I am going to order that you have no contact with Austin William Wolf Gueron, that you maintain a separate residence from him. If you have a shared address, you can go back to that address one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Don't go back there alone. Don't have contact with him. Don't possess any weapons or firearms. Don't consume any alcohol or illegal drugs while this matter is pending. the attorneys. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Jonathan Travato.
Oh, that wasn't on the stack. That was just this. Okay. All right, Mr. Travato, okay, we're here on a bond motion on a VOP. Okay, let's take a look here. And does the state have an objection?
No, Your Honor, state has no objection to the court using its discretion to set a monetary bond for Mr. Travato. It appears that he was placed on probation for a DUI in April of 2022 when he committed a new law offense of a Dwillis. About 5 months later, in September of 2022, I believe there was also some technical violations. However, the new law is the most egregious, given that he was driving and he did not have a DL as it was suspended due to that DUI. I believe he also currently has an open possession case that he is currently in PTD level 2 for, and I believe he is trying to clear that one up. It looks like it should be null process likely soon. So state has no objection to a monetary bond. State is just concerned regarding Mr. Travato driving on a driver's license subsequent to him getting a DUI and the safety risk that poses for the community. So state has no objection to a monetary bond being placed, however, would ask that there be a condition that he not drive without a valid DL.
Sweet.
She's pretty much said everything.
Okay. All right, I'll set the bond at $1,000. Mr. Travato, you need to understand, if your license is suspended, I mean, it should go without saying, because you've spent some time in jail now. Don't drive without a valid license, okay? Now, you can bond out, you're still on probation. I'm gonna require that you report back to your probation officer. It's Thursday morning. I don't know when you're, let's see, by Monday, 4 p.m., okay? I assume you're gonna bond out, okay?
Thank you.
Do we don't have do we have a VOP status? Yeah, that's what this was. Yeah, it's misdemeanor. It's divisions, yeah, it's mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I didn't even look. 12, due at 8:30 a.m. courtroom 12C. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Skylar Johnston.
Johnson, you're here. Johnston, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery by strangulation. It's domestic and a battery.
Correct, sir.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, state would just ask for reasonable bond. I believe Mr. Johnston also qualifies for PTR. So state has no objection to PTR or a bond with reasonable in the DV conditions.
Defense? Okay. All right, sir, I'll release you on pretrial release with the following conditions: that you have no contact with Rebecca Renee Price, maintain a separate residence from her. I don't believe, it just doesn't indicate that you were living together.
We were.
I believe they were living together in hotels, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if you were residing together in a hotel and you need to return to get personal belongings, you can go back there one time, but you have to go with law enforcement. Do not go back alone. Don't have any contact with her directly or indirectly. I'm also going to order that you not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs while this matter is pending.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Luis Gino Toulousman.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance in two matters. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both matters. First case, 22 CF 12306. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, 9 counts. Count 1 is armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm. Count 2, aggravated assault with a firearm that's domestic related. Counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, aggravated assault with a firearm. Count 7, aggravated assault with a motor vehicle. Count 8, child abuse. Count 9, fleeing or attempting to elude.
Your Honor.
State you
if
wish to
I'm-
be heard?
Yes, please. In regards to count 1, the armed burglary of a dwelling with a firearm, it is a first-degree felony that is punishable by life. Therefore, the defendant is not entitled to bond at this time. State would request that it stay at no bond pending an Arthur hearing downtown.
Defense?
We'll reserve our right to have an Arthur hearing, Your Honor.
All right, on count 1, I'm going to stay the bond at none. I've appointed you an attorney. They can file the appropriate motion with the court downtown. The aggravated assault with a firearm that's domestic related, I'll set that bond at $5,000. Counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, bond has already been set at $10,000. Count 7, bond is at $5,000. Count 8, bond is at $5,000. Count 9, bond is at $2,000. I am going to order that you have no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, possess no weapons or firearms, also no contact with any other victims or witnesses in this matter.
Do not return.
And also do not return to the scene. You were also arrested for a violation of probation. This is on view. You were on probation out of Orange County for felony charge, and I'm going to stay that bond at none. Good luck, sir. Good morning. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
Acevedo.
Mr. Acevedo, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, this is one that came in as a BAT DV. However, state believes that it should have came in as a child abuse case. I believe the alleged victim was his stepson, who's allegedly 13 years old. So state would just bring that to the court's attention when setting his bond. I do believe he qualifies for PTR. However, given the child abuse charge, state would request that he be set on a monetary bond with the standard conditions of no contact.
Defense?
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release. He was charged for a battery, not child abuse. And I would ask that you set his bond at, give him pretrial release because of that. And give him a one-time.
All right. Sir, I will release you on pretrial release with the following conditions. You have no contact with the minor child, no contact with Crystal Garcia, maintain a separate residence. She's still residing at that Cimarron Boulevard apartment. You have to live somewhere else. You can return there one time, but you have to be escorted by law enforcement to get personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. Otherwise, no contact with her or with the child. Order you to possess no weapons or firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. All right. Good morning. Your name, please?
Morning, Your Honor, Michelle Betancourt.
Ms. Betancourt, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And we have witness, victim.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Crystal Garcia?
I'm sorry, you have to speak into the microphone.
Crystal Garcia?
Crystal Garcia.
I believe she was the the mother of the child in the previous case, Your Honor.
Okay, were you on the, did you just not come in on the other case?
No, I was here the whole time.
Okay, we've got other people out there too. I didn't know that you were involved in the other case because you just walked in right now. When I say walked in, I mean walk into the booth where you're standing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were here on the other case, the last case.
Correct.
Were you able to hear everything that I said? I ordered no contact live separately, no contact with you, no contact with the child.
I did. My question was why no contact with me?
Well,
I'm
I routinely, I'll order no contact. I didn't know that you were here. Okay. So at this time, before we address your case, Ms. Bencourt, we'll readdress the previous case. Are you in fear of him?
I am not. We're actually going. My son suffers from mental conditions.
I read that in the
Correct. So
in the
he's seeing a
report.
psychiatrist, and therefore, it's not the first time that my son has lashed out. So it's very hard. I was at work. I honestly don't know the whole story.
Okay.
We have 2 girls.
Well, let's state. Do you have any questions about contact with her? Not really even a witness, according to her, but do you have any issues with contact, or do you have any questions for her?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have any questions? Okay. All right, I'll modify that. I'm going to order that he have no contact with the child. He can have no hostile contact with you, but he has to live separately from y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we'll change that on the order, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Bencourt, you're here for an initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, it doesn't appear she has any other violent history. However, I do believe there's an allegation within the affidavit that she was likely intoxicated on an unknown substance, per, I believe, the victim and the officer. So they just ask that you take that into account, as she is also out on bond for drug-related offenses.
The defense?
Your Honor, I would just ask that, I would ask that you not revoke her out on bond and maybe set a higher bond on the battery, new law violation. And a one-time return, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am.
In that case, I didn't see screens or anything for drugs. So maybe if we
All right. I'll set the bond at $500 with the condition that you be randomly drug tested.
Yes, Your Honor. May I speak, Your Honor?
In addition, I'm going to order that you have no contact with Corey Carson Osborne, that you maintain a separate residence. If you have to return to that Wingate Inn to get personal belongings, you can go back there with law enforcement escorting you one time.
Yes, sir.
Don't go back alone, and don't have any contact with him. Consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and you're going to be subject to random screening.
And Your Honor, could she just have that 30-day grace period? I know marijuana was one of the substances listed. To make sure she's clean.
I'm not going to give a 30-day window. If she tests positive for cannabis, that'll be taken into account. Understanding that, but
As long as you have it.
I have my card, Your Honor.
Okay.
it's the,
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
good luck.
Your Honor, no action.
Yeah, I'll take no action on that. Let's be on the Morning, your name, please?
Ryan Blair.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. Based on the affidavit, you make too much money to qualify for the public defender. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, state would just ask for a reasonable bond. I don't believe Mr. Blair has any other violent history. It just appears to be alcohol-related history. State would just ask for a reasonable bond and standard DV conditions.
All right, I'm going to set the bond. It appears that you live in Philadelphia. I'll set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Oswald Rodriguez. Maintain a separate residence. Consume no alcohol or illegal drugs while this matter is pending. All right. morning, sir. Your name, please?
Marquise Ellis.
Mr. Ellis, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. Okay. At this time, do you want me to appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case, or are you going to hire an attorney?
No, sir.
Do you want me to appoint an attorney?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, say, do you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state would just ask that you take into account that he does have a current open warrant out of Atlanta, Georgia, showing a possibility of inability or unlikeliness to show back up to court and deal with these charges as well. So we just ask that you take that into account when setting his bond, as he is otherwise entitled to it.
I'll set the bond at $500. I am going to order that you have no contact with Anzella Peters, if I'm saying that right. No contact with Ms. Peters. Maintain a separate residence. Good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, he qualifies for PTR. State has no objection to PTR. We just ask for no contact with the victim or the child.
Okay. Defense?
I would ask for pretrial release and one-time return.
All right, I'm going to, this indicates it's a brother and sister. I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition you have no contact with your sister or the appears her child, that you maintain a separate residence from her. So if she's living at that Lake Monterey Drive apartment, you're going to have to live somewhere else. You can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. All right, good luck.
Your Honor, Opont is mental health, but it's a victim in the gallery.
Okay. All right, if the victim on the is that Carl Hyacinth? You want to come into the box, sir?
Morning.
Yes. Place your,
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Carl Henry Hyacinth.
all right, Mr. Hyacinth, we're here today on Rose Opont, but Ms. Opont was not able to make it to court. If the court set a bond or set conditions of release, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
I would like her to stay away from me, but I also want to add some other stuff to that.
Okay.
This is the second time that happened in this month. The last officer that came to resolve my problem with less altercation suggested that I have an exported file.
I missed, it's kind of difficult to.
An exported file, because exported file to fill out at the courthouse.
Exported file?
Yeah, as in she's not mentally right to, because we have a child together. Because of the child, she keep coming into my life and kind of like cause chaos.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, the state, do you have any questions for Mr. Hyacinth?
No, Your Honor.
I am going to appoint the public defender. Do you have any questions for Mr. Hyacinth?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, when setting his bond or her bond, state would just ask, you take into account the facts of the affidavit read as a Bergbat, which would be PBL. I understand it did not come in that way. However, given the victim's testimony that this is the second time, apparently this month, that something like this has happened, and that she is currently in mental health currently, state would just ask that you take all that into account as state is concerned regarding the victim's safety.
Okay. Defense?
Your Honor, I will actually take into account mental health history. Even her trial release made note that she was responding weirdly. I would ask just for
I'll say, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to order that she have absolutely no contact with Carl Hyacinth. She's not to return to 522 South Osceola Avenue, which is his residence. No contact means no direct, no indirect contact. That she possessed no weapons or firearms, consumed no alcohol or illegal drugs. So, Mr. Hyacinth, if she contacts you, or if she comes back to the house, she'll be in violation of the court's order. And then if that's made aware to the court can revoke her bond and hold her on no bond.
Okay. She still have some belongings at my place, like her vehicle from last night incident still over there.
I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement escorting her. She's not to come back there alone.
Okay.
She's not to have contact with you. Now, she's going to get this paperwork. At this point, you only hope that she abides by the court's order.
Okay, and also on her
But if she
bond?
doesn't, then the court can revoke the bond.
Okay, and also on her bond, it's like, I'm sure I probably have to pay some of it as well. So I don't know if that could be lowered, so that way for me, in some way, somehow, I'm
Well, I've set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to leave it at $1,000 at this point.
That's fine by me.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, did the defense waive on Ms. Opont?
Yes, I will waive.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Dean Riley.
Mr. Riley, you're here for initial appearance on a couple of cases. They're both violations of a domestic injunction. I will appoint the public defender in both cases to represent you. State, you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, state will leave it within your discretion. Just bring into your attention that he did have a 2021 bat DV criminal mischief, same victim, a 2018 misdemeanor bat DV, same victim. And it appears from the face sheet, a Berg bat with also the same victim as the victim listed in these two violation of domestic injunction cases. So state would just ask that you take that into account when setting his bond, as this seems to be an ongoing issue between this same defendant and this same victim.
Okay. Defense?
And Your Honor, my argument would be that although he has that, he has never been convicted of that. He has no failures to appear and only one felony back from 2016. So I just ask that you consider that when setting the bond in this case.
All right. Now, Mr. Riley, it's important in this matter that you abide by the court's order. Okay? The charges in and of themselves are, the allegations are that you are not following the court's order to have no contact. I'm not passing judgment. We're not here for a trial today. So at this point, I'm going to release you on pretrial release on both cases with the condition that you have absolutely no contact with her. That's no direct, no indirect. I'm going to order you not to travel within 1,000 feet of her residence, that you abide by the current injunction that's in place, that you possess no weapons, no firearms. So understand that a sworn statement that you're driving by the house, you're going to end up back here, and odds are you're going to be held on no bond. So you'll sit in bond till however the matter works out, okay? So you need to abide by the court's order, no contact with her, direct or indirect. Okay, I see you nodding your head. Do you understand?
Yes, I didn't want to cut you off, that's all.
All right, good luck. Yes, no weapons. I'm sorry, I thought I said that. That's a part of the injunction. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Jorge David Solis Duarte.
All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state we just ask for a reasonable bond and standard DV conditions of no contact.
Defense? All right, sir, I'm going to set the bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Bianca Sofia Castillo, that you maintain a separate residence from her. If you had a shared residence, you can return one time with law enforcement escorting you to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. You're not to possess weapons or firearms. All right, good luck. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
LaAngel Wilcox.
Ms. Wilcox, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related and also violation of an injunction. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're also out on two other bonds. State your position on bond.
Your Honor, state we just asked for reasonable bonds on the new law offenses with the no contact with her stepfather and I believe mother. And in regards to her out on bond, state will leave that within your discretion. One of her out on bonds is another battery case that has been filed. So state would leave that within your discretion whether or not to revoke.
Defense?
Your Honor, I would ask for reasonable bonds on her new law violations and just to take into consideration the fact that her father did mention she suffered from mental health illnesses. In her out on bond, she is in comp proceedings. So I just ask that you consider that. I know in the trespass, looks like she was in recovery.
She was rejected.
But I just ask that you consider that and not revoke her out on bond.
Okay.
She was rejected from PTD in 2021 on the bat Leo.
Okay, on the new law case, I'll just note in the affidavit, there's no mention of an injunction. There's no case number. I don't see anything regarding that. So I'm not going to find probable cause for violation of the injunction. On the battery, I'll set the bond at $500. Ma'am, I am going to order that you have absolutely no contact believe it to be your stepfather, Gary Shomo, or Shumo. You're to maintain a separate residence from him. Let's see. So you're not going to be able to live at that 4811 Leprechaun Way. You're going to have to live somewhere else while this matter is pending. You can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with him. I'll take no action on the out on bonds. You have attorneys. Looks like you've got Mr. Schwartz in both those cases. You need to be in contact with your attorney on those cases. Otherwise, in this case, no contact with your stepfather. All right. Good luck.
Your Honor, on the injunction, you taking no action or ROR for the second count?
I'll on the second count, no PC, so it'd be an ROR. Good morning. Your name, please?
Victoria Dixon.
Ms. Dixon, you're here. You were arrested on an Alachua County warrant. Okay. This doesn't say. Looks like allegations are battery on a officer or firefighter.
EMS. Oh, I'm sorry.
And the, let's see. Here we go. The bond is 15,000. No, I'm sorry, just two counts. 15,000 account for a total of $30,000 bond. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out here in Orange County. And they'll release you from Orange County if you're able to post the bond.
I'm homeless. I don't have any money.
Then what's going to happen is they're going to contact Alachua County to come get you, and they should come get you within 72 hours. Now, that does not include the weekend.
I know.
So odds are it's going to be next week.
Okay.
Okay, good luck, ma'am.
On the mouse is mental health.
It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't. What? It just says 30,000, but it's two. Call it a blanket bond.
It's just one charge, though,
And-
Your Honor. It's just one charge.
Just one charge. Okay. On the face it, okay.
Well,
$30,000 blanket bond. And, I'm sorry, you said Miles? Mental health? All right, so on Miles, it's a Hillsborough County. I'll stay the bond at $2,500 and to notify Hillsborough to come pick them up, or you can bond out. Good morning. Your name, sir?
Anania.
It's Mr. Reyes Labrador? Okay, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a Seminole County warrant for allegations you failed to appear for a pretrial conference on a petty theft. Bond's been set at $2,500. If you're able to post the bond, they'll release you here from Orange County, and they'll give you a court date with another date in Seminole County. Otherwise, they'll notify Seminole County to come get you, and they'll come get you within 24 hours. Okay? Good luck. Okay. You got a $2,500 bond?
I don't know what you're saying in reading.
Okay.
He told me to speak English this morning.
I'll call the interpreter.
You want to see that?